right, I don't want everyone to think I have a travel channel here, but I was on the road a lot. I'm waiting here at the train station in Hanover, and I know exactly where to stand on the platform because there's a wonderful app that Deutsche Bahn has, and it shows you the direction of the train, which car you're getting on, where your seat is, and then when you get on the train, there's an easy check-in. I never have to talk to a ticket agent or a conductor, and then the very nice man brought me coffee. It was great. I know my German friends have a lot of criticisms of the train system, but I just think it's great. The whole time I could track how far we were traveling south. As we traveled south, things just got nicer and nicer. It was full-blown spring when we arrived at the Hauptbahnhof. This is in the center of the city, and I did have to make one transfer to the underground when I got here. So I found an escalator just on the outside of the station, took me to the underground. Signs easy to follow. I really found, I did a lot of transit on here. I found Munich's public transit to be really nice. It was really clean, really easy to navigate. In fact, so easy that I got a little cocky here in the Ostbahnhof, or the Eastern train station, which is where my office is centered around and where I was staying. I had been here a few times and I thought I knew my way around, but I got lost to where I was just in a corner at one point. But I eventually found a map and found my way out to the Werksviertel. And this is the neighborhood. It's very much like the Boston Seaport. It used to be a real industrial center, and now it's very tech-heavy, very modern. And I was staying at the Moxie. I really like staying at apartments, but I could not argue with I think this was €84 a night. I couldn't argue with it, and it's really centrally located. I was in this central area around the Ostbahnhof, and you see a lot of the things I've marked on maps here. These are favorite places to go, including Mono, which is the record store I'm heading to first, and it's opened, 12 and a half hours a week. And that's a thing with record stores here, and we'll actually see that a little later. So this is Mono. It's a really great record store. I really try to make an effort to come here every time I'm in Munich. When they're open. They're not open from January through April as well. I think my retirement plan is to open a record store in Munich because you don't have to have any employees and you can just work 12 hours a week. The stacks here and all the different bins are great. Every single bin I found something. I actually got quite a few things here. Speaking with the owner, he said that most of his stuff just comes from the neighborhood, so I think it's just full of indie rock guys who were fond of music from the 90s and 2000s. If you are going to be there, you should bring, every time you find a CD you want, you should bring it to him, because he has to find the actual CD in a pile to put in the case. So as you shop, don't bring it all up at the end. This is that neighborhood around the Ostbahnhof. This is where we're walking here. We're going to come back to this restaurant later. I really like it. But there's a central promenade here, Bordeauxplatz, and it's a park, and there's just a lot of people out, people with full picnic baskets and wine bottles and just sitting out. I've had an apartment here before, and I will try to get it again if I can. I have some pictures here from that apartment. It really radicalized me. I just wanted to move to Munich immediately after staying here for a week. It was really pleasant. Go out for a Wegs beer or a walking beer with Matt Rossi here when he was living in Munich. He's in Barcelona now, which he's really enjoying. But this street, you walk up and down it, there's just all these different cafes, people out in the sun, people out enjoying the neighborhood as though it is their living room. People getting ice cream here. A lot of the Germans I talk to say, everyone in Munich thinks that they're kind of arrogant. They think it's better than everywhere. But I think it's because it's really nice. This is the... took from the Wiener Platz, I took a streetcar, and every 10 minutes it took, if I missed it, I just had to wait 10 minutes, and it would get me to the center of the city. Hopped on here, I think I paid 12 or 14 euros for a full weekend pass for all of the transit, and so I rode to the center of the city. Just outside the center of the city, there was a kind of a cool neighborhood, and there was a record store here. Called Optimal Records, and I had seen it online. They do a lot of in-store stuff with artists, so I saw the Simon Pop Trio here, a video of them playing, and I walked in and they were playing right away. I was taken with the music they were playing. I had to go talk to the gent behind the counter, and he showed me the record. I'm going to put it up here in a second. I'll put the name of the artist. I'll link to them below. LB Honne. He's Swiss. I bought his stuff on Bandcamp. I didn't buy the full vinyl. I have trouble carrying vinyl in my luggage, or I worry about it. CDs and tapes are a little better for me. So one thing I check in almost every record store I go to is the Brazilian section. I'm really fond of 60s and 70s bossa nova, and this place had great stuff. I think if I lived in Munich, I would have to invest in a lot of shelving because the record store scene here is great. I think I would come away with something every weekend. So waiting for the tram here, I just hopped back on it and headed back to the neighborhood I'm over by the Ostbahnhof. So this scene here where it's just people out by the flowers. I think those people one person was like writing in a journal, another person was painting. It just takes me to those paintings by Manet or Seurat, where it's just all these people enjoying the beauty that they have in the city. And this is on a Sunday. This is actually a Sunday maybe last year, I think, when I was in Munich. I had saved these pictures because I know it's a cliche. There's not a phone in sight, but everyone's just out and enjoying the neighborhood and the city, and it's so easy to get around. All the main shops like grocery stores, all the stuff is closed on Sunday. The only thing open is cafes and bars and restaurants, and it's just everyone's relaxed. And I think I was, like I said earlier, I was radicalized. I thought, I start to picture myself living here every time I come. This is Il Cigno. I butchered that, I'm sorry, but it's an Italian place. It has really good pizzas. It's just really good food. And so I got myself an eggplant pizza here. And then one of the most beautiful sights in Germany is one of these tall Hefeweiss with really nice head. Just delicious on a warm day. And let's look at some of the stuff I picked up. So nothing too surprising here. I'm a middle-aged American wearing a Guided by Voices t-shirt. A lot of 90s, a lot of 2000s, and up to now, indie rock and electronic music. Psyched for this pin back. It used to be 2 separate EPs, and this is a collection. I took a chance on this King Buzzo. It's like the Melvins without distortion, so it's actually kind of comical, but it's actually really enjoyable. Jason Lytle, when he was not doing the Granddaddy Project, I hadn't heard this before. My wife is a big Orville Peck fan, so I picked this up for her, although I also enjoy Mr. Peck. And then anytime I see Stereolab, I buy it, even if I probably already own it. It's probably why I own 2 copies of their most recent record. Mac DeMarco on cassette, some Ty Segall on cassette, and then this Widow's Peak, I was really surprised by it. I heard some stuff about them. It reminded me of Mazzy Star. I really enjoyed it. There is a tunnel coming back from the riverside of the Ostbahnhof to the Werksviertel side that lets you skip the station. So that's a nice thing. There's always like deadly bicycles in there, but it's a nice walk. Monday morning, I was here with my colleague Craver. We were working on a project. This is a very tech office park. A lot of slogans everywhere. They're meant to inspire. They mostly just fill me with like a sense of dread. But we were here to work on a project in this office. It's a beautiful office. Like many tech offices around the world, post-COVID, complete ghost town. But it was a really nice space, and when it's active, it is actually really active and vibrant. The parking garage is covered in grass. They've kind of got some stuff figured out here. There's Craver working on some stuff here. We're disassembling an old workstation. We had to go to a guitar store that doesn't allow you to play Stairway to Heaven or any John Mayer. The guitar store is owned by Matthias from the Scorpions, and we needed to pick up a microphone for the project we were doing, but it allowed me to. I spent a little time browsing. Really well curated store, really knowledgeable staff about guitars. They were microphones there, like, you tell me, man. Orange amp, great plexi over there. I played for about 10 minutes. I see a Mad amp here. Old high watt 4x12. Again, I would be extending my credit here. Walking back, really vibrant neighborhood, really beautiful afternoon. And then we went, I did not film every place I got Doner Kebab because I love Doner Kebab, but this place is open late at night, and so when I have the apartment down the street, it's a really nice place to come, grab a beer and grab a Doner Kebab. I love you, Doner Kebab. That evening, Craver and I in the Works Hotel, there's like an area that has a lot of restaurants and clubs. There's actually a live music venue there as well, and a really nice karaoke place. But we went to this Thai restaurant, and that is it's really inexpensive. They have a great menu, and the food is really good. You see a plate here we shared, and then Craver shows me how the TikTok generation operates. I learned many things from Craver. It was really good to see him. I miss having him in America. I miss having him in Boston. I'm glad he's doing well in Germany, but I look forward to having him back in Boston someday. The next day we went over to Rosenheimer Platz. We took the train, and there's Craver was born and raised in Venezuela, so we went over to a place he is fond of, and he introduced me to this malt drink that was really good. It was really interesting, but it went really well with the food. These, I believe they're called like taquitos. I'm probably butchering that, but Craver described them as better mozzarella sticks, and they were really good. And then the arepas came out, and they were delicious, and they had plantains in them, which really added a really nice flavor to them. This is M2 Music Secondhand. It was closed every time I tried to go because they're open 9 hours a week. I'll put a picture up here of a previous time I went there. Another really good spot. I asked the owner if he had a krautrock section. He said only you Americans buy that sort of thing. So we walked back. I just took in the sights. I just really enjoy this area of Munich. I enjoy Munich in general, but this area especially. It's like I said about Amersfoort in a few videos ago. It's like a Richard Scarry book. You know, here's the butcher, here's the baker. Lots of families out. You know, kids riding bikes, just getting around. I just really enjoy it. So the project was successful. We made a little podcast studio for people to use, and like good contractors, we made sure everything was cleaned up and as we left it. And then the next morning, I woke up really early. I think I was at the train station about 4:20 in the morning. It's really easy to take a train station to the airport or Flughafen. And if I ever make a travel video about Europe, it will be called 2 Weeks in Europe with a 40-liter backpack and a crossbody bag, because that's how I travel. I travel really light. As always, I appreciate your time and attention, and I do hope to see you next week.